From the oldest capital city in the Americas, founded in 1325, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Mexico City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Mexico City Conquistadors. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready? Right. Here we go. Hey, alert 3.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Michael Vick, eluding the pressure right. He's going to air it out. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. A.J. Green, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
This fielded at the 2. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Three buzz. Jump. Hey, 133.
A first down throw from Mayfield. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And all the way down to the 39. And what a big-time play there. 45 yards.
That's good for Mexico City. First down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They run on 1st down with Jackson. A little juke. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point good by Prater, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Got it.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
He's going to fire one, deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded just inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They'll run with Jackson. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
180! Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field. Point it right, point it right, point it right. 57's Mike. Mike 57. Hey, let's get some penetration here.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he finds McLaurin. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
To throw, Mayfield. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another 1st down as well. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Zadarius Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season. After the sack on 1st down, Mayfield. And he's going to go down again. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Now Jackson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. And the 13-year man puts it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Falcons. Raheem Mostert, 79 yards. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness to it? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Watch 54. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Run. Right there.
Mayfield to throw it. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. Toss play to Jackson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
57. Mike, 50.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They run with Jackson out of the gun. Able to avoid him at the 40. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Let's go. He's King. Crouch.
On 2nd down now, it's Jackson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Mayfield on 1st down. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Logan. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Mexico City, first down.
Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. Here's Jackson. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
54. Mike 54. Too low.
First down, Mayfield. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. From 10 yards out. And his guys have once again taken the lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this is Cook with a grab. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Vick. Flushed out right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
On 3rd down, Vick. That is caught. It's Perriman. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Falcons.
First down, Vick. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
First and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Pushing through tacklers at the 30. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
Jim, up.
On the ground, this is Jackson. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Regular.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
Watch the twist.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Mayfield nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
180. 57. Get this warm up. Hey, alert 33. 57. Mike, 57. Hey, alert 33. Watch the slack.
Third and long for Mayfield. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
He's going to air it out deep for Green. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Mayfield looks to throw, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They almost gave it right back to him there with another interception of their own, and to be honest, he probably should have caught that and picked it off.
And he knows it, and he'll see it in film, and he'll see it in his dreams tonight when it's all said and done. But you almost felt like the excitement had been ramped up, and they were trying to get a big play right after that one.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. This will be the final play of the half. Vick He's going to air it out deep for Green. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Lucky. Point it right.
On second down, Mayfield again. Looking right sideline, that's complete. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. With his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Vick now. Flush to his right. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Vick readies to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared.
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, alert, 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 alert!
On 2nd down, this is Jackson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After 1st and 2nd down went backwards, it's 3rd and very long. Throwing, Mayfield looking deep, but when this ball's tipped and intercepted, it's the former Patriot Devin McCourty, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose.
Now Vic stripped. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Vic to throw it. Forced out to his left. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Vic. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 30. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Silver. You got tight left. 3 down.
On 1st and 10, here's Vic. Dancing to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
So in one play, you've lost an amount of yardage that our stat guy is still totaling up. Now, there are mess-ups, and there are mess-ups. I think this falls in the latter category.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. To throw, Vic steps away, and he's only able to get it to right around the 3. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
throwing. Vick. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Around the NFL, they've gone to the third in Cleveland. And it's the Redskins scoring again to open up that lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Alert, alert, alert. 36. Watch twist. Big time twist.
They'll start here with Jackson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 43-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Three buzz.
From the gun, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. On 3rd down, this is Jackson. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Back now in Mexico City. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Rashawn Gary make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Sliding out of the pocket. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now here's Vick. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. 14 yards there on a Falcon 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Vick buying time to his left. And that will be incomplete. Looked like it might have been intercepted, but he's out of bounds. And a good thing, too, probably. That would have cost him yardage. And now they'll get the ball back on the turnover on downs. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Vick. He's going to air it out deep for Green. This is caught, and he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A.J. Green with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will shave one more off this lead.
31, Falcons 21.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
At the 19-yard line.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Alert, 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 alert!
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Going left side, it's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice, and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
He's got him in the driver's seat here in the 4th quarter. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Mayfield. He'll hit Jackson, complete. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. On 3rd down, it's Jackson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The safety blitz works perfectly that time for Landon Collins. The D brought the house, they called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz. And in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
Being chased out left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call, and in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
Let's go, boys. Bring it.
Down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and making it easy.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Mexico City, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And now it's off to the airport for a date with Customs and a long flight north to the U.S. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Well, it is just the perfect time of year for a trip to the Carolinas, and that's where we find ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. This fielded at the 2. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
On first down, it's Watson. Forced out to his left. And an alley to run. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Able to find Isabella. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards.
First down, New Orleans.
On first down, Watson. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. A shotgun snap for Watson. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want...
And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them, in a sense, and gotten the ball from them.
Here's Winston. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at his own 10, and they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line. Certainly not the cleanest of starts to this football game. Back-to-back plays yield turnovers in this first quarter.
So there's not much flow right now, a very choppy game. And I know this, it's a copycat league. We say it all the time about the NFL, but I'm not quite sure this is what they had in mind about something they wanted to emulate.
No, you don't want to emulate a turnover. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Watson. Dancing to it, and he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Now it's Watson. He may try and run for them. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and it's picked up by the Panthers. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. How about about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they can very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking.
It's a foot race. 30. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. It's a big play there for the Saints. 55 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Completes it to Miller. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 more on that one and another first down. An opportunity to get back to level after the fumble return touchdown. First and goal. Quick pass out to Miller. Only a yard on the completion. It's second and goal.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Second down and goal. Watson flush to his right. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Andy Isabella with touchdown number 12 on the year. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win, and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win, and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now. Win the game.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Watson. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
54.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He can run for it, and he will. Gain of 9 that time on the scramble, 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up 4th. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Saints on 4th down last year, 13 of 16, 2nd best in the league, and they'll try it here. On 4th down, Watson. That ball complete to Isabella. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal.
Hey, check. Where's Tig? Mark 54.
Now Watson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Justin Houston racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
It's 2nd down and goal.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Here's Watson. And this is going to be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Throwing, Winston. This one complete to Devin Funchess. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
And the Panthers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Ready? Black, 25 behind. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
The 1st down throw for Winston. Funchess has it complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitask.
And Winston lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but
under pressure, they got him again. Brian Burns in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Jameis to throw it. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
On third down, they go Montgomery. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. This one caught by Isabella. 23 yards on the play.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go. You tighten it.
Watson. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Going for the deep, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Andy Isabella was the intended target. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Let's go. It's time to play. Let's go.
And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. That second down play nets a -4. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Now a short one to Gesicki. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He's going to let one fly for Tate. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Carolina. Golden Tate, 77 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Gano the extra point, and we are tied at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This is taken at the 3. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Flushed out right. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Good work that time to get him to jump. And now here's 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. Steps away to his left. Stepping up, he'll try and run. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, it should not stop them at all from going back.
Now Howard stripped. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Winston. It's caught by Funchess. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They try and run on 1st down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 29-yard line.
Ready? Black, 22 times. Mike, 34. Flip it, flip it, flip it. Not today.
On 2nd and 12, Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he could break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
54.
Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Third and 2, Watson. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
With the score, Panthers 17, Saints 14.
Mike, 19. Watch the out, watch the out. Let him go.
Here we go on 4th. Watson, he's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, New Orleans. Dante Pettis, his 6th touchdown of the season. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. Let's see. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Come on,
Working out of the gun. Winston. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
Now a first down throw, Watson escaping the pressure right. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
From the 29, Winston, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. The Panthers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. To throw is Winston. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Tavarius Moore. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of the throw is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
Panthers first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Ready, blue lady. 50, Mike 50. I got him.
First down, Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Everson Griffin in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To try again after the sack. Winston throwing left side here, and it's complete. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Emerson Griffin in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. Winston to throw for it on 4th. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. And Watson's going to throw it here toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Christian McCaffrey, last year's catch leader among running backs, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
They're running it.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And able to find Kirk, complete. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
That's ready. Blue ready. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Thomas has it. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Set, baby. Set. Shut it. 125. Check 53. Mike. I got you. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're hot.
3rd and long for Winston. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
It's 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. One last shot now for Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the 4th quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme.
Go.
I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for the Saints, they'll wrap up the campaign an impressive 15-1. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, despite the loss here, they're going to wind up with a very good 11-5 overall mark. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.